Hey guys, how you going? Hope you're all doing very well. This afternoon I'm going to be doing another movie review, so hopefully you find this one interesting. This movie is a crime comedy from the USA, English language, released in the year 2017, directed by Trent Hager, and this film is called 68 Kill. So 68 Kill is about a man who recently got a girlfriend. They live in a trailer park, they've got no future, they've got dead-end jobs. The woman's actually a prostitute and the man deals with sewerage. And so this woman one day, she's a little bit unhinged, but the boyfriend always believes that she's the good kind of crazy. And she says one day that one of her clients has $68,000 stored in his safe, and that one night they're going to rob this guy and they're going to build a better life for themselves. But the man is reluctant to do this. He says that he's not a criminal, he doesn't want to hurt anyone. But the woman says, look, we're not going to hurt anyone, we're going to rob them when they're asleep, they're not even going to know anything about it. And so this man agrees finally to accompany her on this robbery, but unfortunately the robbery takes a bad turn and something very brutal happens that forces the man to realise that she's not the good kind of crazy. In fact, she's a very dangerous kind of crazy. And so this man wants to actually break off the relationship straight away. He wants to get as far away as possible from her as he can. But unfortunately for him, this woman says that if he even contemplates that, she's going to kill him. So he's stuck in a very, very bad dilemma that only goes from bad to worse as the evening progresses. So what happens is basically going to be covered in complete insanity, and to prevent myself from giving away too much, if you want to know how the movie unfolds, please go out there and see it for yourself, because that's as far as I'm going with my synopsis. Now my thoughts on 68 Kill. This is my first Trent Hager experience. Now if you're a fan of independent filmmaking, you will know who Trent Hager is. He's definitely a cult director. And so I know of another film of his called Chop, which is supposed to be a very dark comedy as far as horror is concerned. This is not so much a horror film, it's more of a crime comedy, but it does have horror elements in it. And so when a director comes along that does have a cult status, I'm always very excited, because I'm always willing to actually experience new directors. And Trent Hager was definitely a director that actually came up on my radar, but I never got the opportunity to see any of his work. And so 68 Kill was definitely my first experience of him, and I wasn't really knowing what to expect. And that's something that can be very good. Is this going to be a very surprising film, or is this going to be a movie that's going to let me down? And so when first experiences come up, this is something very important, because sometimes a first experience from a director can be enough to put you off. And so I was hoping that this is a movie that was going to make me want to check out more of Trent Hager's stuff. And so that was something, again, that had hit me with a level of excitement. This is everything that cinema should be. You should be going into a film feeling very excited and very uncertain about what you're going to get. And so 68 Kill was definitely one of them. When I saw the trailer, I was very captivated by what happened. It looked like a crazy film. It has Annalynne McCord, who's one of the most attractive actresses out there. She was also in another film called Excision, where she actually delivered an absolute phenomenal role in that film. So to see her in this movie, you've also got Matt Gray-Gubler, who was off Criminal Minds. Now, I'm not a massive fan of that guy, but it's always good to see recognised faces supporting independent filmmakers. And so the recipe there was there to make a very interesting film, and I will say after seeing the movie it was very interesting, but it didn't have enough lasting appeal to really captivate me as much as I really wanted it to. Now to start off with, Trent Hager really understands what it is to make a very darkly humorous film. With dark humour, it's all about making you feel guilty for laughing at what's going on. You're laughing at atrocious behaviour. You're laughing at despicable behaviour, so you feel despicable yourself. And Trent Hager has that in spades as far as this movie is concerned. Around every corner there are things that you're laughing at that you really shouldn't be laughing at, because it's the characters' reactions and the characters' actions that make it that funny experience. So Trent Hager, I believe, in dark humour is a very, very talented director, is because he's actually creating these things that are shocking, but he elevates it and he alleviates that shocking nature because you're laughing and you feel like the psycho that is on the screen as well. This movie is covered by psychopaths. Basically, Matt Gray-Gubler's character is the only sane person in this film, and I felt as though he's been manipulated by all these psychos, but it's never really a serious film. I thought there was grounds there to actually make a movie that will make you think about being led on, about not standing up for yourself, but it doesn't really take that avenue. And I think that can be a plus and a negative, is that the movie doesn't get bogged down in something that it doesn't want to do. This was a self-aware film, but I thought there was a recipe there and there was an opportunity there to actually delve into a very serious theme that actually would have made the film feel as though it was a complete package, as opposed to something that was missing. So Matt Gray-Gubler's character in this film, I didn't really like his character. I don't think he's suited to comedic roles, and so his reactions to some events were actually quite funny, but I thought he overacted in others, and so I didn't really like his character, but I love the character of Annalynne McCord. This is a movie about crazy women. This is a very sleazy film. The cinematography creates a strip club sort of environment where I felt as though this is very grimy. And so all the women in this film feel as though they're complete psychopaths and they're all ganging up on this man. And we all had that woman in our life that was a little bit crazy, and you think to yourself, I'm glad that she is no longer part of my life. And this takes that sort of feeling to the extreme. And that these extremities in the movie, whether it's extreme sort of sex scenes or violence, I thought it created that grindhouse feel. And the grindhouse feel was created in a very subtle way. It didn't feel as though Trent Hager was trying to splash that grindhouse on you, and it didn't actually have the grindhouse look so much. It was all about that, as I said, that caricature sort of nature of these characters, that they were doing something in a very extreme way, but the dark humour alleviated all that shocking material to make it a film that you're not going to basically turn away from. It's not going to upset you. It's just going to make you feel guilty, as I said, for laughing at despicable acts. And so that was all very good. I thought the soundtrack was very good, and there were some set pieces that were just completely insane. And so Trent Hager is definitely one of these directors who does splash everything. He puts his heart on his sleeve. He shows you what kind of director he is. I think he's a very interesting director. I think that he's definitely a director that I want to check out Chop, his other film. So if a director can do that and create his own style, it's something that can be applauded. And I definitely understand why he has that cult following. But as I said, the biggest problem to 68 Kill is that it just doesn't, it has something missing, and what it had missing was that opportunity to delve into this character of Matt Gray Gobbler. Maybe Trent Hager needed a better actor in this sort of film, that it could actually delve into the themes of standing up for yourself, being bullied, being pushed around, and I thought that would have actually made the complete package. But unfortunately, it's a disposable sort of film for that very reason, is that it's crazy, it's all over the place, there's violence, there's sex, but at the end of the day, you feel as though this is a movie that I'm not going to really remember. Is that it's a movie on late one Saturday night. If you need something to watch, you're going to watch it. You're going to be happy that you spent 90 minutes watching it, but it's not a movie that's going to get you excited. It's not a movie that's going to make you want to go and revisit it. It just doesn't have any replay value. Therefore, that lack of that lack of explosive sort of material is going to prevent this movie from being seen by a lot of people. So it's definitely a movie I'd recommend, but it just had opportunities to actually be a better film, but it didn't quite take them. So overall, for 68 Kill, going to give this one 3 stars. It's definitely a wild ride. Alright guys, that's it for my review. Hope you enjoyed it. Till next time, keep watching movies, and I'll see you later.